So happy to have you.
Nice to be here.
Do you mind introducing yourself?
My name is Amanda Osmoe. I teach PE at Mount Olive High School as well as driver's ed and health.
Well, you've been chosen for our Faculty of the Month. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. How did you choose to become a teacher?
I think the main reason I became a teacher probably because my mom was a teacher. Whenever I started to go to school, I wanted to be a nurse, but then I realized that blood was not my friend, so I figured that I better change my major.
How did you get into the specific fields of teaching that you're in?
I like fitness. I like to move around. I don't like to be in the same spot all day, so that was one of the reasons why I chose PE.
How about health and driver's ed?
Driver's ed was more of me being nice. Mrs. Osmo really just got the driver's ed endorsement to look good on a resume. I really did not want to use it. However, it's been fine using it this year. Health and just goes along with them into health and wellness, those types of things. I love to learn about it.
I know that you were not my driver's ed teacher.
No, I
just
was
in it
not,
last
sweetie.
year.
And I tell you, I just got a feeling Mr. Martin's probably a whole lot better than me.
Well, you kind of answered this, but have you always wanted to be this, like the specific field of the teacher you were?
Yes.
There was no thought of maybe I want to be a math teacher or anything like that?
No.
No.
That has never crossed my mind. The only thing that has crossed my mind is I've thought if I ever had to redo it again, I've thought about maybe going into physical therapy.
That is a very good field I have.
But I think that's just something everybody goes through. If I had to do it all over again, would I do this or would I look at something else, if that makes sense?
Yeah. I know physical therapy is good field. I feel like there's a good handful of people who are in it. I've had family members who's needed it. I almost needed it for a time. Luckily, I didn't.
Good.
What advice would you give to a student who also wants to go into the PE or health or driver's ed field?
Well, I would tell them to I would try to observe before starting because for whenever you go into a PE teacher, whether it's a health teacher, the certifications aren't quite the same. So like in PE, do you want to teach the elementary students? You want to teach middle school? You want to teach high school? Some people, for whatever age group you might be teaching, that might be something that they're not interested in. It's also honestly, it's a different curriculum too, from what you're teaching the little kids versus what you're teaching a high school kid. So my advice would definitely be for them to kind of figure out the best way that they can on exactly what they would want to do.
Did you have any other jobs before this one?
Yes. Whenever I was in high school, I worked at Glick's there in Litchfield, which is still there, by the way.
Yes, I love the name Glick's.
And then whenever I was at Lincoln Land, I actually worked out at what used to be called Hano out here on 66. It's next to Georgia Pacific. And then whenever I was going to SIUE, I worked at the school at SIUE. And then the summer before I got my teaching job, I worked at a daycare center in Bunker Hill.
Did that help you select what type of children you wanted to work with?
At that time, it kind of helped me think that I did not want to teach elementary. But now I'm teaching elementary and I love it. So it's, again, you honestly go back and forth, I think.
Which is better,
Yeah.
elementary or high school?
If you would have asked me 2 years ago, I probably would have said elementary. Now that I'm back, now that I've been out of the high school PE for a while and slowly getting back into it, I would probably lean right now towards high school.
It changes throughout the
Yep.
years.
If you ask me tomorrow, I might have a whole different answer for you.
How long have you been working in Mount Olive?
This will be my 12th year here. I worked 10 years at Glenwood High School in Chatham, Illinois.
I don't know where that is, but I reckon it's
45 minutes north of here. Big school. 1,500 kids went to that school.
Oh my, guy could never.
No. My health classes were 28, and my PE classes were anywhere from 36 to 45.
Ew. If that's a reasonable response, I don't think I could handle that sort of.
It was all high school.
Oh my.
Yeah, all high school kids, though.
I don't think that makes it any better. I'll tell you what. I've been in high school for a couple of years. There are some very big resemblance between the elementary and high school. And I'm not saying I'm not one of the resemblance.
No, Lily, I would say from having you in elementary and high school, you have changed quite a bit, babe.
Oh, yes.
And
I know
all
I
for
have.
the better.
Yes, I
Yes,
have.
you have.
What's the most, difficult grade that you've had to teach?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten?
Yes,
I don't blame you.
by far. It's just because that's just the first year, I think, where a lot of them get into a structured environment. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of one that I like structure. And for a 5-year-old in PE class, they don't want structure.
No.
So that one is probably the hardest.
I feel like those, milestone grades are quite difficult. Like, first getting in, then junior high, then high school are all different.
Yeah.
Cause
I've never taught, so one age group that I've not taught is middle school. So I honestly cannot comment or say anything regarding middle school because I've not taught that group of kids.
speaking from experience, it's a bit different, it's because it's,
I think it would be, yes.
it's the first time you're
Yes.
actually moving around classes and stuff. It's very fun, very entertaining, very stressful.
I know I do talk to a lot of the freshmen and most of them say they like high school better than junior high. I don't know if you would agree with that statement.
I think I'd agree. It might have taken like a year or two, but I definitely prefer this better because I'll tell you what, it's not that scary. I swear, they used to just tell us that they're gonna pull out our teeth if we spell a word wrong, and as a small kid with dyslexia, that was terrifying.
Oh, and I see that you still have all your teeth, so.
For now. Well, is there anything you'd like to leave off with?
No. I want to thank you for interviewing me.
I'd want to thank you for letting us interview you.
Absolutely, anytime.